Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. So today is Monday, and that means that it's my grocery store day. I like to go to the grocery store every Monday. So that means Sunday afternoon, I sit down and I try to plan out the meals that we're gonna have for the week so I can already brainstorm those and make out my list that I need to take with me to the store on Monday. And as I was sitting down last night and thinking about the meals and speaking to my family and asking what kind of meals they would like to have, because I really like to have their input on what they would like to eat as well. It just makes it go easier for me. And if the kids are involved, and my husband too, if we're all involved in the meal making or meal planning process, then they just tend to be a little bit more excited about the meals and sometimes more likely to actually eat what I fixed that week. So anyway, as I was thinking about all the meals that we're gonna have this week, I just thought maybe I would bring you along my process of how I meal plan. This is for a family of 5, and give you my tips and tricks and things that I think about and things I consider as I'm making out my list and how I'm planning everything out, and actually when I go to the store and when I return from the store as well. So, okay, right off the bat, what I very first think of when I'm gonna do my meals, I go and I check my freezer and my refrigerator and my pantry and see, like, check out my inventory and see what I already have on hand, because you just don't want to go and buy duplicates and get home and then you have all this extra food, and you know it's more likely to go to waste, and you just don't want that. So as you're going through and taking that inventory, look at food that may be starting to rot in your refrigerator or things that are expired, and go ahead and chunk those things. And anyway, 1 week just seems to work out better for us. It's easier for me to just quickly plan it out and go to the store and not spend forever trying to get everything that I need. And I know that my produce normally is going to last at least that week. So that just works out better for us. So I also keep a calendar on the wall in my kitchen, and anything that's going on goes on there. Any kind of appointments or anything goes on there. If the kids have any scout meetings, they're on there, and that's only like once a month, so it's not that big of a deal. But for you and your family, you know, if there's any practices or games or a night that you know you're going to be eating out, or if you have any appointments or meetings, you want to take all that into consideration, because it will impact how your meal schedule is going to go. So say you have like a busy day or a busy night, and you know you're not gonna be able to spend that much time in the kitchen. You're gonna be go, go, go. You need something quick. You don't wanna run through a McDonald's drive-through. So, you know, you might wanna throw something in the crock pot. So have that in mind. Like say Tuesday, we're gonna be gone, you know, the whole afternoon and not get back home until late at night. Go ahead and make that night like your crock pot meal night, and you know, it's ready for you when you get back home. Also, if you don't wanna do a crock pot meal, or you're not planning on that, then I like to say I have some extra chicken. We always tend to have extra chicken on hand because that's just like a no-brainer for us. We all like chicken, and it's easy to pair with a lot of different things. So a lot of times we'll cook up extra chicken, and you can already, like, you can pre-cook extra meats, and you know, have that in your refrigerator and warm that up, and then just grab a quick side to go with it, like a quick vegetable or something to just go with that, and then you have your meal. So think about those things. Think about what you have going on during the week and how you can plan around all of that to make sure that you're going to have your meals taken care of. Okay, so my big one is my recipe binder, my meal planning binder, I guess you could say, and I'll go ahead and show you my binder really quick. This is my binder. It's nothing fancy. I've got like a little measurement equivalent thing going on here, just some little printouts, things. Okay, so you see it has the different tabs here. So here's breakfast. I have breakfast ideas, and these are just some ideas, the things that we all like, and I know that we like, that we can just grab from quickly. And then, you know, it has the different recipes, and then I have, you know, for lunch, and here's lunch ideas that I know that we all like. And then dinner ideas, and dinner is a little bit more in depth. So I have this whole thing for chicken, and then we have like ground turkey, and then beef, and then some pork, and then fish and seafood, and then, like, you know, if you want to do like a meatless meal. And I have like different sides, so I could grab a meat from these other pages and then like look different sides that we could do, and then pair the meat with a different side. And then, you know, my recipes that are written after that. And then I have, you know, appetizers, desserts, and I focus more on planning out my dinners because that just takes a little bit longer. It's, I guess, you know, especially since school started back, you know, breakfast and lunches are a lot quicker. It's just whatever's quick that we can do really fast. And then dinners are, you know, more in depth. I have more time normally to actually plan out a meal, and so that's like, you know, the bigger meal of the day, so I take more time in actually planning out my dinners. I like to alternate which meat we're going to have for different nights. So you don't want to have chicken 3 nights in a row, for example, and also like the style or type of meal. So I don't want to do like spaghetti one night and then turn around and do like pizza the next night, or like have tacos one night and then turn around and do like enchiladas the next night, stuff like that, if that makes sense. Okay, so I just do like a normal little pad of paper, and you can do, you know, they have a bunch of different meal planning printables online if you really want to get fancy, but I just kind of go old fashioned and have like a little notepad and just start going. So I put what week I'm on just because. So I've like labeled out my days. I know that we want to have pork chops with rice and green beans. That was one thing. All the kids really like the pork chops. And they have a mushroom gravy. And a lot of times I like to have like a starchy food and then a vegetable. So we're going to have that for Monday night. Pork chops with mushroom gravy, rice, and green beans. I think Tuesday night we have a lot going on. So I'm going to do a roast with potatoes and carrots. Okay, so I got a pork chop, and then this is like a beef roast. And then maybe Wednesday we could do, we had this little thing, we put it in a casserole dish. It's chicken and it has bacon, broccoli, and it also has cheese. So like you just pile a whole bunch of stuff in there and then bake it for an hour, and then it's good to go. So there's that. Thursday I think we're gonna do tacos and burritos with black beans and pico. And then Friday maybe chicken and dumplings. And yes, I put dumplings with no G because I'm in the South and that's how we do it. Okay, Saturday tends to be leftovers. That's like, we're really relaxed on the weekends, so a lot of times we'll just do like leftovers. Leftovers on Saturday. And then Sunday we eat out after church, and then maybe like a light dinner. So Saturday and Sunday is pretty relaxed. Saturday normally is leftovers. Sunday normally we eat out after church and we have a light dinner that night, and that could be like anything left over from when we went out to eat that day after church, or a lot of times we'll have extra chicken because that's just kind of our go-to. And I'll just go ahead and make up some extra chicken and then throw a quick vegetable side with it, and that's our Sunday night. Okay, so now that I have all my meals planned out Monday through Sunday of this week. Also, I need to note Saturday we have a B-Day, a birthday party that afternoon. So that's a special event that we need to take into consideration of how it's going to impact our Saturday. So, like I said before, I try to alternate the meat so we're not having chicken or beef like 3 nights in a row. It's kind of moved around a little bit. And, you know, I make this out, it's kind of like a rough draft. And then I know today is Monday, so I know we're going to have pork chops tonight for dinner. Like that's already known. But the rest of the days I can, you know, still move things around depending on what we're just in the mood for. And you know, being a stay-at-home mom makes that a whole lot easier because I can plan the morning of what I think I'm going to be in the mood for, or what my kids are going to be in the mood for that night. So these things can still be moved around if need be. So after I make, I check my binder and then pick out the meals that I want and kind of do a rough draft of what day they're going on. Then I will go ahead and start making my list. So I've already taken my inventory of my refrigerator, my freezer, and my pantry, so I know what I already have on hand. And then any other staples that I know we need as well will have already been written down, so I can put that on my list too. So I'm going to go ahead and start with, I know we need bread, hot dog buns, I know we need tortilla chips for our taco and burrito night. I like to do those ice sparkling water drinks. And let's see, my daughter wants those organic Pop-Tarts for her breakfast, and we're almost out of steel cut oatmeal that I like to do in the mornings. Okay, so these are things that are just going to be found on the shelf, like in a normal aisle, and you want to try to do things that are not refrigerated or, you know, in the freezer section. Try to get those first, and then go on and do your refrigerated and your freezer section items hopefully last, so you're not, you know, wasting more time in the store and these things are thawing out in your buggy. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put the meat that I need. Okay, so I know that I need my roast. I know I need my pork chops. I need my sliced turkey for the sandwiches for lunch. We need chicken, but my husband, I'm going to put an M for Michael because my husband, we buy chicken a lot of times in bulk, and he's going to get that from where we get our groceries in bulk from. He goes by there because it's near where he works, so he's going to get that. And he also gets our ground turkey in bulk. Okay, and I need bacon. And I'm going to do sausage for breakfast. And we need hot dogs. And I think that might be it on the meat. Okay, so then I do in the refrigerated section some crescent rolls, milk, shredded cheese. Let's do refrigerated. This is what I normally do, refrigerated and frozen. So I like to get those different vegetable sides that you just steam in the microwave. Popcorn chicken for the kids' lunches. Those little mini pizzas, those little bagel pizzas. And the frozen waffles they like. Produce on this side. Carrots, broccoli, avocado. We like different salad mixes. Always need bananas and lemons. All right, so everything else I think we have. So I've got, you know, just items that I can just go and grab quickly off the shelf that can last in my cart through the whole shopping trip. Here's my produce, but it's all together as well. And then all the meats that I'm gonna need. So while I'm in that section, I can, you know, go ahead and grab all the meat that I need. And then my refrigerated and frozen items as well. Okay, so this week the list isn't like too in-depth. Sometimes it can, you know, really be a lot more, especially if we're out of a lot of different things. So this is my list, and normally I try to stick around $150 each time I go to the store. That may sound like a lot or not that much depending on where you live or how many people are in your family, or if you don't buy store brand or buy, you know, all name brand items. But for us, that normally is like my norm is around $150 a week. And like I said, we're feeding 5 people, and a lot of this stuff just goes really, really quickly. This is not even all of it. Like, you know, my husband will get the bulk chicken and the bulk ground turkey that we buy at the other store. That will add a little bit on top of what we already have. But I mean, we're buying those meats in bulk, so they will last us longer, and we just put those in the freezer, and those will last us longer than this week. So yeah, anyway, I think that's about it. That's how meal plan for 1 week. And to me, it's quite simple. I hope that it's simple for you as well. Take inventory of what you already have, keep that in consideration, write that down, and then go to your recipe binder, pick the meals that you want, write them out, and arrange them for what day you want to have them, and make your grocery list based off of that. Try to make a SMART grocery list. So try to group items together of where they are found in the store, and then try to buy like non-perishable items, put those in your buggy first, or things that don't need to be refrigerated or frozen, get those first. Try to anyway. And then try to hit up your refrigerated section and your frozen area last before you check out. And then come home and make sure you know where to store all your groceries properly so they last the longest amount of time and they stay nice and fresh. And I believe that's it. And you know, you might think writing it down or having this binder is old school, but that just works for me. I know people like will have it on their phones and different apps, or just have, you know, their recipe boards on Pinterest. But I just like to have, you know, these lists tangibly in my hands, and it helps me as I go around the store to, you know, actually take a pen and cross my items out. I know there's apps where you can go and like check if you've gotten that item. I just don't like to constantly have my phone up as I'm walking around the store and trying to check and make sure, unlock my phone every few minutes. I just don't like that. I like to have my list and flip through my binder and look at all my recipes and stuff like that. And you know, if you feel like you're getting bored with things, by all means go on Pinterest. But if you want to try a new recipe, I would recommend trying a new recipe on a night that you have a lot more time, and maybe you can have a backup meal in case that new recipe doesn't quite work out. And as you saw in my binder, there's not like a ton of recipes, especially for all the different, you know, meats that I have categorized. But for our family right now, in the stage of life that we're in with my young kids, these recipes in my binder are tried and true recipes that I know I can just go without thinking. They're like no-brainers. I can go and just grab a recipe, grab a menu, or grab a dinner idea from each of those categories, and I know that my family is going to like it. Everybody in my family, majority at least of my family, will eat that meal, and I won't have to worry about it or think too much about it. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope that it was informative and helpful, and maybe gave you some ideas on, my dog's barking, some ideas on how to meal plan better, or meal plan to start in the first place. Or maybe some, if you saw briefly any of my dinner options, maybe you saw anything on there that caught your attention that you would like to try. Also, I always link my Pinterest in the description box, so if you want to look at my Pinterest boards, there's a lot of ideas that I like on there. So yeah, I hope that you like this video. I hope that you will give it a thumbs up and let me know if you meal plan, or if you're going to start meal planning. And if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to leave me a comment. And I hope you have a great day and a great week. Thanks guys. Bye.